This free agent signing has been a massive disappointment for the Denver Broncos. And based on the move that they just made, it would not surprise me if this player saw a reduction in snaps. Every player that the Broncos brought in free agency had some level of risk attached. Some players were more risky than others. Two of these players have been awesome and have lived up to the billing, maybe even exceeded it. You've got Talanoa Hufanga and J.K. Dobbins. Unfortunately, Dobbins went down, but that doesn't take away from what he did prior to getting hurt. Then you've got Dre Greenlaw. He had that rocky start with the injury and with the suspension, but ever since he's gotten on the field, he's lived up to the billing as well. Unfortunately, Evan Ingram is the guy who stands out here. He has not been good. We expected Ingram to be the guy to open up this passing attack. Regardless if you wanted to call him a tight end or a big slot receiver, we've had that conversation multiple times here on Broncos Syndicate. He was still expected to be a receiving weapon for this team. He's been more of a liability than a weapon. We expected him to be that safety valve, that security blanket for Bo Nix. I think about a third down play against the Raiders where it's a scramble drill to the left. Bo Nix puts the ball in a catchable radius for Evan Ingram, and Evan just alligator arms it. He doesn't even make an attempt to catch it. It's not a perfect throw, it's not right on the money, but it's well within his radius, and it's one that I would expect an elite receiving weapon to come up with. There have been multiple other plays like that this season. There have been some plays where Ingram's been open and Bo hasn't hit him, I will acknowledge that. Ingram's had a couple of nice catches, he's had flashes in the pan, but he has not been that explosive weapon that we were all hoping he would be. There were signs of this in his final season in Jacksonville. In 2023, Ingram had almost 1,000 yards receiving. He was awesome, but his production dropped off dramatically in 2024. His yards per reception was a career low at that point. It was not good. There's a reason why Jacksonville moved on from him. I said this at the time. Jacksonville needed help at that position, and they still decided to move on from Evan Ingram. They clearly felt he was not the same player anymore. They felt he was damaged goods. And he's come to Denver and just has not shown any signs of being that player that he was in 2023. It sucks, man. It really does. And now we've got to start having conversations about Evan Ingram being one and done here in the Mile High City. For sure, he's going to have some snaps eaten into by this little Jordan Humphrey addition. Humphrey was one of the Broncos' more consistent weapons over the middle of the field last year. And that's an area where Denver has struggled this season. Bo Nix is not hitting the middle of the field at the rate that he did last year. Not having Devon Bailey certainly hurts in that area too, but at least getting little Jordan Humphrey back is going to help. I want to go ahead and bring in Evan Ingram's snap counts for this season. He's got 134 snaps as an inline tight end, but 106 snaps in the slot. You look at little Jordan Humphrey, his snaps last season in the regular season here in Denver, 265 slot snaps and 268 wide snaps. Evan will probably still get his inline snaps as a tight end, but these snaps out of the slot, I imagine, are going to start going to little Jordan Humphrey because little Jordan at least is more of a threat as a blocker, and Denver's going to have to rely on more of these perimeter screens with the absence of J.K. Dobbins. You've got Adam Troutman, who is basically Denver's starting inline tight end. I wanted to show you guys this just because I know people are going to say, they don't play the same position. Ingram's a tight end. Humphrey's a wide receiver. Troutman's your starting inline tight end. When Ingram lines up in line, it's typically at the very end, and he's not going to stay in line to block. It's a tell that he's going out in the passing pattern. These slot snaps here are where little Jordan Humphrey is going to eat into Evan Ingram's production. He'll still get those snaps as an inline tight end alongside Adam Troutman, but make no mistake about it, folks. Adam Troutman is the Denver Broncos starting tight end. Evan Ingram has been a massive disappointment this year. Let's take a look at his contract, because as of right now, I think Denver's going to move on from him. He's got the remainder of this season to flip the narrative and become that Joker that we expected him to be. But if he doesn't do that, Denver can move on and designate him as a post-June 1st cut. They'd have to eat about $7.6 million in dead money, but it would save him $6.5 million against the cap. At this point in time, Evan Ingram has not shown anything to justify keeping him here in 2026. And regardless if you thought he was going to be a tight end or a wide receiver, no matter how you slice it, Evan Ingram has been a big-time disappointment for this team. So I am very curious, Broncos country, what would you do right now? Do you think that Evan Ingram at least is going to get benched for little Jordan Humphrey in terms of those slot snaps? And then what would you do long term? Are you going to keep Evan Ingram here in 2026? Or are you going to look to replace him? Would you just cut him? What would you do, Broncos country? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate that. It's not mandatory, but if you guys want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out and helping this channel grow, the link is in the description below. And before we get out of here, I want to tell you about the affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. Use code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below to save off your first purchase on authentic NFL helmets. From small replicas like this one behind me to full-size authentic helmets, they've got it all. Again, that is code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below to save off your first purchase from Green Gridiron Helmets. Thank you so much to them. And until next time, Broncos country, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.